Well, here with the old LS15R again. Kind of an oddball mod. I guess you're gonna say, why do I want to do that? I'll tell you why I'm gonna do it. I'm digging out the basement and I'm using this thing, and everybody seems to think that propane has less gas that'll kill you. So we're gonna put in the www.motorsnorkel.com US carburetor tri-fuel kit. It is just a spacer essentially that goes into, where am I going here? Spacer that goes in between your air filter and the carburetor, allowing you to still run gasoline if you choose. All you got to do is shut the propane off, or you can run natural gas, and they've got some sort of doohickey on the top that is adjustable between propane and natural gas. Now, I thought about trying to run some natural gas lines in the house for a never-ending supply of fuel, but I don't want a hose dangling around with fuel in it, and then this thing has all sorts of formulas on how to figure out your fuel needs for natural gas, because there's less BTU per cubic measure. I don't know, whatever. So I want propane. Anyway, first step is you need to buy an additional regulator to go with your other regulator. So I got a 12-foot long hose regulator kit for 162,000 BTU capacity, according to the sheet from the Motor Snorkel people. It's about 10,000 BTU of propane per horsepower. So saying this is 13.5 horsepower, 16 or 160,000 should do 16 horse. So we should be good in theory. This is what it looks like. Mr. Heater F273684. In case it works, or if it doesn't, then you know which one not to get. My biggest thing I've been trying to figure out is where to put the propane tank. It's a bomb.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message
that I don't want swinging around. I just put the old grasshopper weights on the back today. I thought about putting it right there, but then you can't open the hood. Thought about the side. You know, we got the tracks out this way. It'd be reasonably protected, you know, but then it's still pretty close to the engine compartment. The best that I've come up with, and there's somebody out there that's going to scream at their phone or tablet screen like nobody's business. And I know what they're going to say, but I don't think it's going to be an issue. So I'm going to mount it right here in the front for two reasons. One, because I can see it, and this is why everyone's going to say not to do it. It's when you're digging, you're going to have stuff hitting it. But I'm thinking with it sitting right up front here, I'll be able to see it and gauge if I'm going to hit it or not. And the bracket, I can, if I have to, I can bring it off of here, come out and around, clamp her down. Bracket will be later or tomorrow. Got a robin screaming at me. Anyway, install looks pretty simple, so I'll just get right into it. So far, I've seen that I need a 10mm to remove the stock air filter. Make sure you drop the nuts down on the bottom. I have to disconnect the crankcase breather vent, and looks like you're gonna have to take out your choke cable clamp thing. Who knows what size that's gonna be. No, that came out pretty easily. Set that there so I can lose it. All right, there is the thing that you have to remove, the gasket, sealant, whatever, I don't know what you want to call it here, and you install the motor snorkel. Now it's got a little squishy thing on it here that allows you to still use your choke, and it says just shove it in there, it'll be fine. So that's what we're gonna do here. Now, I wish I could switch this. Just checking to make sure that all the holes line up. Now, that's it, I guess. The motor snorkel is essentially installed, and I will reinstall without this thing. Now it said very clearly to finger tighten these and then go no more than 1/2 of a turn after that initial finger tightness. Anyway, so I'm going to push, snug, wiggle, finger tight. That was less than half. That was 1/2. That is per manufacturer specifications. Time to reinstall the air filter, and I'm gonna have to do some digging to find out whatever I launched down behind. Alright, air filter's down tight. Reinstall the top cover here. Okay, that is installed. Now, here is where the magic happens, I believe. From the best of what I can understand, this is essentially your propane carburetor. It's something with how you turn, how far out you turn this screw from this fitting it's where the magic happens, because there is a soft or low vacuum pressure sensitive regulator, from what I believe. When that motor snorkel sees vacuum from the engine pulling in, it releases the vacuum or the stop inside of this regulator, then allowing X amount of propane to flow in there, governed by this screw. Now this button on the back should be somewhere else. I don't understand why they would have put this here, because, oh, you want to mount it to your back up against the wall? Well, now you can't get to your primer button. The other thing that I feel they should have included for the price was neck this down to a reasonable size pipe fitting. This is 3/4 pipe down to 3/8 pipe. I had to go buy 2 fittings for that, and I had to get the Mr. Heater propane tank side regulator. So all said and done, this is not a cheap modification. I mean, you can get a propane carburetor on Amazon for like $27, but that replaces a whole carburetor, and I believe you still have to get the hoses as well. But yeah, it's going to be about $250. Well, I guess if you throw in the propane tank, it's going to be about a $300 switcheroo here. So let's see if I can make noise with it. As you can see, I went ahead and I drilled some holes, and I realized that wasn't going to work, so then I drilled some more holes, and I guess we're going to see if those will work now. I don't like dope. It doesn't seem to work for me. This also says it does not need to be taped. There's no reason that it would hurt to be taped or sealed. Basically, if you're using something with vacuum and you do have a small leak in the threads, you know, it's not gonna carburate, right? I would think. So I went ahead, taped everything, got everything good and snug up here, and just gonna put some bolts in that are included. Like I say, I would rather find my own bolts. Actually, I'm going to run the hose first. I'm going to try and sneak that hose from the front. I guess I'm going to do it from this side, but just put that in the dirt. That's good for it. Okay, well, this seems like a reasonable time to take a break and tell you about some other mods I did here. Added a fan into the hood here, suction, pulling, facing directly towards the carburetor. Added a ground interrupted power distribution block. Then I used a nightlight or nightlight relay to steal power from the original switch off of the fan power to feed straight battery power to this fan here. Now, what I've learned is the internet doesn't care what you say. No matter what you do, you're not doing something right. So this fan, factory fan, pushes out. I made the duct. Some guys don't like that. Whatever. Somebody told me that I should blow the air that way because the engine fan pulls from that way and pushes through. You know, double your fan power. Well, I got to thinking, one, I don't want to send hot air into the engine. Two, I want hot air out. So what that guy did spark in my brain is to make a shroud that'll go in here in between the engine fan and this cooler fan, because right now there's a huge low pressure area, and I'm betting you that this engine fan pulls harder than the hydraulic cooler fan. So anyway, back to the regular schedule programming. So propane, it says that you can adjust this 5 turns out. So we got the stainless bolt. I mean, THE will be my point of reference to count number of turns out. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, right? We'll just finger tight that up, take the bolts, and now the next thing, I did get some smaller washers to space that off the frame. So we'll go bolt, washer, 3 washers. I suppose the guy should have put the bolts the other direction, but... Well, evidently I'm short one adapter here. I did not read. I thought we had I thought we had all the stuff to go from regulator to hose. Evidently these did not come with, they show pictures. Yeah, it does not come with that. So back to the store I go, and I guess we'll make some heat tomorrow. 1, 2, 5 days, I don't remember what it is, but it's been a couple. Been busy with real stuff. Anyway, what I was missing is number 4 right here, which shows that it comes in this kit, but mine was not in there. So don't forget to get a 3/8 MP by 3/8 MF adapter. I know this is pipe, metric pipe, male pipe. There you go. 3/8 male pipe to 3/8 male flare fitting, I'm assuming. Anyway, just make sure that your stuff has all the stuff. So we will pull this end out of safekeeping. Make sure that no tape, never ever tape on a flare fitting. I suppose you should put it in the pipe end first. And I am going to tape that. Unprepared. Stand by. Alright. Tape. Pipe fitting. Crescent wrench. Good and snug. Now you have flare fitting. 12 foot is ridiculous, but that's what the hose is, so snug. I believe I'm already to the point where we should try and start the engine and turn the gasoline off. So I will do that now. Evidently I already turned the gas off, but just to make sure, I'm going to turn the gas back on, start it, shut the gas off, and let the carburetor take all the gas out. No more gasoline in the carburetor. So the instructions say, oh, that's the quick install. So the real instructions say, load block first in, then turn out 5, 2 or 3 more turns. 2 or 3 more turns if you're running on natural gas. Each engine will vary a turn or 2 based on size of the engine. So it says right here, because all engines vary, this is a basic spit and sputter adjustment and will most likely not be exact for your engine. Anywhere between these 2 settings should be sufficient. So at least 5 and less than 8, less than 7, 6-ish, I don't know. If gas lines are disconnected, purge all the air out of the system before starting if possible. The choke will not help purge the system. Safely use the primer button, which I have carefully installed through a hole that this doesn't do anything, but you have to push it all the way into purge. It's essentially your choke, or, yeah, you're purging gas, putting too much fuel inside the combustion chamber. Anyway, if there's a heavy smell of fuel, the engine is most likely flooded. Please wait. The regulator should not allow fuel to flow if the engine is not running. If the inlet pressure is correct, the fuel passes through the regulator when the gas is first turned on without the engine being running. The regulator may have debris or the rubber seat at the fuel inlet. If all else has been checked, the zero governor spring, which I don't know what that is, may have been adjusted. So, the regulator comes preset for instant running. Proper use of the primer. Permanently affixed primer button is supplied. Be sure that the button is in a safe area so to prevent accidental flow if fuel is left on. This could be a family pet or small child. If they were to push the button, fuel would flow freely. Push the button in to allow fuel to be released right into the carburetor. When not in use, turn off the fuel. If the primer is used, remember that alternative fuel will flood very easily after the initial purging of air is out of the system. Only a small burst of gas should be needed. The regulator is mounted so the rear cover is accessible. Use a ruler or another device to push the button in. So I think what it's saying is just turn it on. I guess it says turn the gasoline off, then let the carburetor run dry. Okay, slight interruption there, but anyway, fuel is out of the carburetor, no gas. It is now time to hook it up to the 20-gallon tank, which I don't remember if I said why I went to a 20-gallon or not. Basically, instead of going to a forklift style tank, which is heavier duty, probably a better rated option for what we're doing here, but let's say it's a Sunday afternoon and I'm digging away and all of a sudden I'm out of fuel. It's going to be a heck of a lot easier. Which way am I going here? Oh, reverse threads. It's going to be a heck of a lot easier to run down to the gas station and get this filled up for 20 bucks versus wait until Monday morning and business hours to go spend 35 bucks on that propane tank. To listen for leaks, and I will wait and see if cars stop driving by for 12 seconds. I do not smell anything. Let's push the primer. So yeah, if we smash it up, it does not let fuel go in, which is what I was hoping, but I just gave her a couple little pumps. Probably cannot pick it up, but it just kind of hisses down in this general direction. I should have got some hose. Tried extending this even though it says to not to, but it's like 1 inch too short. Maybe if I zip tie it, I'll get it good enough. Anyway, quit yapping. One Mississippi there. just to prove that was propane, because that was pretty slick there. Just poke the primer. You saw me messing, probably heard the engine. I guess I was turning it out, started spitting and popping, turned it in, sounded real smooth at high RPM, then all of a sudden started spitting and popping as I continued. So I split the difference, and I'm gonna cinch down that little nut there, but let's just fire it up again with the hood closed. Turn your gas on. Now the big thing is it says do not turn the key off. You should shut the fuel off, because otherwise the way that this thing works is it sees vacuum across that little motor snorkel. It sees vacuum across there, and then that actuates the regulator. So even when you turn the key off and the ignition system stops firing, there is still vacuum across that, so it's going to continue to pour fuel in there, which technically is the same thing that a carburetor does. So I don't know why they tell you to do that, but that's what it says. So that's what we're gonna do. Anyway, we're just gonna turn it back on, see how it works. So it does not start without prime. Pretty sweet. So I bought this, not this is money. $50 for that thing, plus another $4 or $5 for the adapter that was missing. This was $198 plus a $50 propane tank. It's not cheap. So far, initial startup seems great. Motorsnorkel.com, I guess, is an option. I just got it off of eBay. Typed in Predator 420 carbureted, or Predator 420, because that's the Rado engine. Where was I going with this? Predator 420 propane conversion, and this is the tri-fuel. So I guess now, to show the tri-fuel portion, or dual fuel anyway, I will shut the propane off. Turn the gasoline back on. Suppose we could turn the gasoline back on just to show that it's dual fuel anyway. So we'll get that fired up. Oi. Propane tank is off. Shish kebab. Yeah. That's running on gasoline. Now we're at carb's empty. Propane back on. Give her a whoosh whoosh. All right, there's that. Total money $350-ish. I'll run the numbers. I just said them, but I don't remember them. Total time, not including horsing around looking for parts because you didn't check the first time. Blah blah blah. Total install time, an hour. I guess I have to make a bracket for the propane on the front because I don't know where else to put it. I guess that's a wrap.